The racing here is fast, with not much time to react to what might be happening just in front of you. Last week, we had a caution-filled race with Jonathan Jennings getting his third win in a row. What will tonight bring? Well, it's about time to find out. So here we are tonight, Bristol, 188 laps. Jamie, what's your thoughts going into this race?
I think it's going to be a good one. I'm hoping, we don't have a repeat of the last short track. This one's a little bit different. So I think they'll get spaced out, and I think we're going to see some, long green flag runs. And we're watching the 21 of Chris Simon on track now in practice, and it seems to be a quick one to look out for this evening.
Yeah, looking at practice times here, we've got Chuck Sweeting with the fastest practice lap here, and Jonathan Jennings right there, pretty close behind him. Then you got some pretty good short track racers. You got Eric Anderson and Mike Leftwich. Kevin Brown's been having some really good races, just hasn't had the luck to go with it. And then Chris Leftwich is again somebody to really watch out for on these. Of course, you got Josh Cully as we look at it, and he's always there at the end. So this could be this definitely could come down to just something as easy as a little pit strategy if we have a bunch of cautions. If not, it could be who can save their tires the best as we go through this 188 laps.
Yeah, Bristol might not look like it, but you can really wear those tires out quick here. So managing those is going to be something real important. And I think we're looking at 80 to 100 laps on a tank of fuel, or not on tank of fuel, I'm sorry, on a run. The fuel, you could go all the way pretty much to the end of the race, but those tires are never going to hold up that long. You got stage ends at lap 47 and 94, so that's going to be something to look out for, is how aggressive the drivers get towards the end of those stages, try to get those valuable stage points.
Yeah, definitely going to be valuable too. Is those guys that's really trying to get back in this with Jonathan Jennings. Really, he's been really extending that points lead out, and so they really need some guys really need to get up there and take advantage of these stage points and gather as many as they can week in and week out to try to get back up into this thing, because still have a chance for some drop races to come into play and you can put off some wins and you'll be in pretty good shape. But unfortunately, if you don't keep having no wins and keep kind of doing what you're doing, I have a feeling Jonathan is just going to run away with this championship.
Yeah, and as we got the standings pulled up now, Jonathan's is sitting at 285 points. Christopher Leftwich is 58 points behind him. Carson Burrows 78, Steve Gerber's at 79, and Mike Leftwich at 99. Anybody past fifth place, I think it's going to really have to start getting a lot of stage points, probably stage wins, and some top 1, 2, 3 finishes to make up that deficit to catch Jennings.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty much 3 full races behind at that, and they only get 3 drop races a year. So you're exactly right. You're gonna have to do something pretty spectacular and have one heck of a end of the season to really make up any of those points. But hey, it's a good start now. I mean, if you just start now, ripping off some good runs, you might can at least get within the top 3 or so. So that's something else these guys can work towards.
Yes, you're right. And next week we're gonna go to Rockingham after here. It's gonna be another kind of difficult track. It's a fun track, but it has its own unique challenges to it. So this week and next week's kind of oddball tracks per se, as far as it's not our typical mile and a half you see throughout that dominate throughout the season. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting these next 2 weeks.
No, I agree. And then so got the North Wilkesboro and you got Talladega, so a couple of wild card tracks that we stuck in there to where anything can happen. So, and tonight's one of those too. Things happen so fast here at Bristol. You have to react really quickly, and sometimes wrecks happen in front of you, and you don't have time to react. And so, just one wrong move, and you're out of the race here. Because we do, talk about the change that was made. Jamie, we have no fast repairs this week.
Yeah, admins had talked, and we decided it was best for the league to take away the fast repair, and I think that's going to help some of these drivers think twice about being aggressive as early, and because that's something you really got to think about now. Is I don't have that in my back pocket if something happens, so you're going to want to drive careful, and we'll see. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be important to think about for these guys here in qualifying. So you need to get out front and get out of the craziness, I guess you could say. Again, it's a kind of a light field tonight, so it's not terrible. But we got, I think, 17 drivers, so it definitely we're going to have a good chance of getting some good long green flag runs. That's what we hope to see. But again, let's qualify up front and get that track position early, and you don't have to worry about dealing with the middle of the field.
Yep, and your first one going to be out on track to make his qualifying lap is going to be the 13 of Chris Leftwich.
Yeah, Chris can put down some fast laps, so let's see what he does here. Be curious to see how he runs this track. And you've got, then you got Chuck Sweeting. That's another one I really want to watch pretty close, as he had the fastest practice lap.
Got Sweeting on track now. Now, Chris Leftwich has posted the fastest time, 14.599. See where Sweeting's going to come across.
Yeah, Sweeting putting down the 406. I would think he could get down in the threes with the track cooling off, but let's see. I mean, pretty good, pretty quick lap one. Jonathan Jennings goes to a 388.
Chuck Sweeting wasn't able to match that lap, so he's going to be sitting in second place currently.
Got the 17 Adam Weichel going around. So he's going to have to stick with his 930 P6 right now as his lap. Let's see Justin McMahon. Justin has the most short track wins in the truck series of anybody on Doghouse. So he has 7 wins on short tracks in the truck series. He has one here at Bristol. In the 2 races the trucks has raced here, he has a win, and Jonathan has a win. So Justin could be there to give it, give Jonathan a run for his money tonight.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think he will be. So we got about 6 drivers left to qualify.
Yeah, see if there's a few that's probably not going to take time, is my guess. They say if we're going to be in the middle, if we're not going to be up front, let's start in the back and take it easy and try to dodge wrecks if there are any, and then see what happens if we can work our way up through the field by taking some free positions when those wrecks happen. So let's see.
If I had to guess, we know the 88 of Josh Cully's extremely fast at the end of these races. He's probably going to start in the back and probably just try to ride back there for a few laps, fill it out, see where they're going to be, and like I said, he's always there at the end, so we know to expect him towards the later part of the race.
Yeah, looks like the track's pretty clear at this point. Unless somebody's waiting to see if the track will cool down anymore. But, I mean, it's already down to 70 degrees, so I don't think it's going to come down much more than that. So, with this being a night race, the grip should be really good tonight. But with that means the tire wear is going to be really, really bad tonight too. So
it's going to be a fun balancing act tonight to make sure you don't push it too hard too soon. That's why we wait for the qualifying timer to count down these last 40 seconds. Who's going to be your pick for tonight's win?
I'm going with Justin McMahon. I think he's got the most victories. He's got 7 short track truck wins here in the league. He's won here at Bristol before. I'm going to go with Justin.
Like that pick. I think I'm going to go with Jonathan Smith tonight. He's been, consistently up front in just about all of our races. He's had some bad luck, but I think he's going to turn his bad luck around tonight and pick off the win.
Yep. I agree. I think he's got a good shot at it. He's been running good, but again, he's one of those that's had some pretty bad luck this season. So hopefully he'll get it turned around.
Yep. And qualifying is over, so go through our Auto Pro starting grid. Starting in P1, we're going to have Jonathan Jennings. Outside pole is going to be Chuck Sweeting. And P3 will be Justin McMahon. fourth, Christopher Leftwich. And fifth will be Steve Gerber. You'll have Mike Leftwich starting in sixth. Seventh will be Jonathan Smith. Eighth is Adam Weichel. Starting in ninth, Jason Ross and Christopher Simon will round out your top 10.
We got Mazel Flores in 11th, Michael Dow 12th, Josh Cully 13th, Eric Anderson 14th, Kevin Brown 15th, and Gary Armijo 16th. And that's who we got gridding tonight. 16 drivers, 188 laps. Looks like everybody's just about gridded. Should see them see the pace car pull away anytime now.
And
It's like Jonathan is.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, Jonathan Jennings is gonna take the outside. So just this here, so looking to get a run off turn 2. Go ahead, Jamie. I'm sorry.
I was going to see if I think we get a 2-lap pace lap if we want to hit our sponsors real quick.
Yeah. Tell you what, give me just a second here. All right. First, I want to definitely thank Auto Pros. They are the season sponsor for the truck series, and they are, they're really important to this league. It helps keep things going. It allows us to all sponsors help us keep these broadcasts going, and allow us to offer trophies to these drivers and things like that. So I just really want to, give that shout out real quick that, we've got Auto Pros Truck Series. We've got the Group 6 Cup Series, and we got the Trackside NASCAR Outlet Gen 4 Series. And plus we have Shoney's as a supporting sponsor as well. So it's just really, really helpful for us to do that. So, but I'll go through the ad reads here just real quick as we get into the race. But I just wanted to really start out by saying, how much I really thank these guys for doing what they do for the league. I know these drivers really appreciate it. But right now, we've got the green flag out. We've got Jonathan Jennings. Looks like he's going to take that high side, but Chuck Sweeting got a really good run off the bottom. Not quite clear, though.
Looks like Jonathan Jennings is going to lead lap 1. Is that Jennings in the wall a little bit?
Hey, he might have scraped it a little bit. But he did get the lead. I mean, it's definitely didn't. I don't think it's going to hurt him any. It's got a good 1 to 2 car length lead. You got Chuck Sweeting right behind him. You got Justin McMahon in third.
Fourth, you got Steve Gerber and Chris Leftwich round out your top 5 as they've all single filed out early on in this race.
Yeah, I mean, we are single file here, so let's see. Oh, we got a wreck. Looks like we had the 44 and the 27. We had 2 spins on the track. Got Mazel Flores, but then I saw a 44, but we don't have a 44. So I need to go back and see who that might have been.
Yeah, it looked like he got loose going down the front straightaway, and Flores sending in 1 and 2 and got a little loose there and spun it around. He didn't make any contact. The 44, whoever that is, it looked like he might have hit the wall a little bit, but
yeah, I'm not sure who that is. So I will to go back and see exactly who that might be. Unless I think it could be Might be Jonathan Smith. I mean, he's showing a lap down, so maybe there's a
It is.
custom number or something stuck on his car that. Yeah, it looks like he's probably just got the wrong number tonight. So yeah, the 44 will be that's Jonathan Smith. Looks like he's gonna make his way down pit road. Like I said, already a lap down. I mean, you can get it back, but I'm really expecting some green flag, runs here tonight. So I don't think it's going to be like Martinsville, to where we're going to see somebody get 3 or 4 laps back over the race. In fact, that was Jonathan Smith, I believe, last week that was able to do that. So I don't see that happening. But he is a lap down right now. He's the only car lap down. So if he can get fixed up, stay 1 or 2 laps down, then maybe we can get back. He can get those laps back.
And I'll tell you who wanted to see that, Daniel, and it come out perfect timing. It's going to be the 60 of Mike left, which he had to do a pass through at the start of the race, and he was 1 lap down, and that should allow him to get his lap back. Getting the line back up to get this restart going and try it again.
Yeah, it looks like you got Jonathan Jennings. Looks like he's going to take the inside this time. He saw just how probably good of a jump that Chuck Sweeting got on that last time, and so definitely, I'm surprised really that the inside worked as well as it did last time. But I think Jonathan's probably doing the right move here, and he got one heck of a jump too. So that's going to help him get clear with no issues there. And it looks like you're going to have Justin McMahon, who's going to be fighting Chuck Sweeting to try to hold him off and get that second position. Looks like Chuck got a good run off, and looks like he's going to be able to maintain, but he's actually going to pull up beside Jonathan Jennings here. He's making that high side go.
Yeah, you can get a really good run off that high side. And he's not going to clear him yet, but
I tell you, the question is, and I really don't know, Jamie. I mean, what is the tires like up there? I mean, I've really seen my tires eat up just about anywhere I was on this track, so I don't know if there's a difference, but I'm guessing there may be.
if it were me, I would try to hug that yellow line as long as I can. The high side at Bristol is really, really fast, but it will put a lot of abuse to those tires. And when you're looking at a 188 lap race that we think could have long green flag runs, I'd want to try to ride that bottom as long as I could.
Yeah. So Justin got a little piece of the wall there. He got a little loose in that last lap before that, coming off the top, and that time he got the wall just a little bit. Nothing to hurt anything. We got a slow car as well. The 17 has slowed down. I'm not sure what happened to him, but it's like he's getting it back going a little bit now.
Jennings is starting to pull out to a 4/10 of a second lead. It looks like McMahon has migrated to that higher side. Yeah, I mean, if you got a loose truck, I would probably want to be on the higher side early on right now and try to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, looks like he's kind of run a few laps. Looks like he's really searching around right now on, where can he find the best line. I've seen him run the top, then I ran the bottom. Now he's kind of more in the middle. So I think he's just trying to see if he can kind of almost diamonding that off right now. So we'll see what he finds. But he's just searching right now to see, I guess, exactly what line can he get that'll make some ground up on these guys, because they're really fast out in front.
Eric Anderson is on a move since the start of this. He's up 7 positions. Yeah,
Eric's a really good short track racer, and I think he stands a really good chance of having a good race tonight if he can keep his truck in one piece tonight. Don't get caught up in any wrecks.
See our leader starting to catch lap traffic already.
Yeah, and that's where it gets a little difficult for him. We'll just see what happens. He's going to go around. It looks like that's Miguel Flores, I believe.
Yes.
That he's going around. Like Justin's on the bottom. He's getting a few cars passing him. I'm not sure if he might have gotten the wall or something, but he's dropped back a few positions at this point.
Steve Gerber just made some contact with the lap truck of Gary Armijo.
Yeah, I tell you, they really got into this lap traffic really quick.
They did, and see, it looks pretty clear for a little ways ahead, so might not have to worry about it.
We got a wreck. We got Chris Leftwich got into Miguel Flores. Miguel called the calls car there already, so not sure what happened, but they definitely made some contact there, and yeah.
See. Yeah, Flores might have been a little bit lower than Leftwich expected when they were coming out of that corner.
Yeah, I think so. But either way, it's another caution here. Gary Armijo will get the lucky dog, so he's happy to see that. So he'll get back on the lead lap. That'll put us 14 cars back on the lead lap. Jonathan Smith and Miguel Flores is the only two that will be left one lap down.
Coming up on 30 laps in, I think a lot of these drivers now they know where they're at with the handling of the truck. You got 30 laps on those tires. It's not gonna be like it was when we first started. All of them wasn't green flag laps, but this restart could get challenging for some if they got to worry about spinning the tires or something. So we'll see how it gets back going.
Yeah, definitely curious to see when pit road's going to become an option here. It's like Jonathan Jennings will take the inside again. Got a really good jump that last time. I'm sure he will again this time. This time he's got Chris Leftwich is going to line up right behind him. Steve Gerber making his way up into the top 5. And he will start 4th, with Kevin Brown having another really good run. Is going to be on the inside of row number 3 with Eric Anderson, worked his way all the way up to 6th position.
Yeah, and Brown's been impressive the last, several weeks. He's really picked it up and been being at the front consistently. So he may be somebody to watch out for this evening.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
Jennings with a good restart there. Chuck Sweeting seems to be really good on a start of a race, but seems like, after 2 or 3 laps, he hasn't been able to keep it going as we see him take the lead now. We'll see if this clean air is what he needs to keep that truck up in the front.
Yeah, and I guess the question comes is, again, how's that tire wear going to be? We know Jonathan's probably one of the best in the league at saving his tires. He knows that right, I guess, recipe for going fast plus saving the tires. As he looks under Chuck Sweeting to retake first place.
And did Sweeting just jump up there real quick, get the points for leading the lap, and now he's going to settle in. And I mean, long race, you never know what's going to happen. Get those bonus points as fast as you can, and then just ride till the end.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I mean, last time we seen he really maintained the gap right there between him and Jonathan on that last run. So I do think he has the speed to stay with him. But again, he may know, hey, I don't want to run out. I don't want to, lead the race, let him do what he's going to do. Then, the question is going to be in about 10 laps or so when it's time for the stages to pay points. Will he get up there and try to take that lead? Because, he really needs any point he can get to try to get back in this points race.
And we see the 13 of Leftwich starting to kind of go in a little bit. Well, that time he stayed more high. He's starting to use that high side a whole lot more. He's making some good ground up on Sweeting doing that.
Yeah, he definitely is. Again, staying right with the top two. Let's see as they get a little further in this run. Will that distance start to spread out any as far as from Jonathan to Chuck, and then can Chris find a way around Chuck here? Right now, everybody's kind of right there, minding their own gap and running. Oop, Chris got a little loose there.
That's what
But he
worries
was
me
able to
about
pivot.
hitting that high side so much is you start putting that heat in those tires and wearing them out. And how long can you maintain it? Looks like Steve Gerber is now looking underneath Leftwich, and McMahon's going to get a nice run on the outside. He's going to see if he can't try to get a 2-for-1 here.
I wonder if Justin stopped last time and got tires because he went pretty far to the back and he restarted, pretty far back there. So looks to me like he may have fresh tires.
He is on a tear right this minute.
Yeah, it makes me think he said I'm getting 4 fresh ones, and it's just a good, could be really a good move, especially if this race goes green and there's no reason why you want to leave them 3 sets of tires in the pits or more. Just might as well use them if you got them.
Especially whenever you start getting, looking at the stage end, if you were already kind of falling back some, get those tires, and that way you can get those points. And we're going to highlight the drivers coming into their stage in blue. This is how the stage points will be awarded. So Jennings is going to get the stage win for 10 points. Sweeting will have 9 points. McMahon's going to get 8. Leftwich 7, Gerber 6, Simon 5, Kevin Brown 4, Josh Cully will get 3, Eric Anderson 2 points, and Mike Leftwich finish the stage in 10th and get 1 point.
Yeah, Mike's made a really good recovery tonight after having to do that drive through. Got that caution to give him a break, and now he's starting to work his way back up through the field.
Yes.
Look at the last lap. We've got Jonathan. It's like Chuck Sweeting was the fastest on the track that last lap with Jonathan, and then Justin. So let's see what happens as we go here. But your 10 lap average, Justin has been the fastest over Chuck Sweeting and then Jonathan. So it does appear that Justin still has, is going to be able to hopefully run him down a little bit. Looks like he's down to 1.4 seconds now behind them.
Your leader has caught Gary Armijo that he's going to be trying to put a lap down. They made some contact there. That's going to slow Jennings up and allow Sweeting to get to that back bumper.
Yeah, luckily they was able to keep it straight, both trucks, and keep racing.
That's one thing about these short tracks. You catch lap cars, and you got to be careful getting around them. You can easily, take yourself out of the race by trying to pass one. Just got to do it smart and be careful, and hope that they give you some extra space. But I mean, if you're trying to stay on the lead lap, I can't fault you for racing the leader hard.
No, not at all.
Chuck Sweeting got a little loose there on that last corner.
Yeah, I think, getting to that point here, I mean, we've got, what, about 50 laps on these tires, or 57 laps on the tires, I guess, some of them.
Yeah.
So I think we should start seeing how tire wear is going to be as, Justin is now caught Chuck Sweeting and is getting a lot closer to Jonathan Jennings.
Yeah, I like that call Justin did. Get those tires, and I mean, he's got the. If he did pit, he had to have pitted to the lap times we're seeing. So get those fresh tires, and when everybody has to go in and pit, you're still good for a while. Or caution comes out, you pit, and you're right up there in the front. So either way, good call on his part, I think.
Yeah, I think if they can make it another, I'd say 30 laps here of green flag run. I mean, definitely he could just go ahead and pit with these guys, because then he would still have one set of tires left. Now, if we get a quick caution, it's going to be tough to really go in, and you get that second set. Then you only have one set in the pits, and it could leave you at a little disadvantage with more than half the race left to run. But I think if he can get to close to halfway, he could just pit with them and be just sitting just fine. I definitely think Justin's wanting a long green flag run here, though.
Yeah.
Oh, then I just jinxed him. Got Chris Leftwich, who has spun on the front stretch right at the start and finish line.
See if we can pick up what happened here. So
Should be Chris. I don't know why they're on. Huh.
Let's see. We'll go to Chris now.
Yeah. Do have pit stops happening right now.
Just went in the corner and
just got loose. Yeah, is able to keep it off the wall. Got Gary Armijo, who is taking the lucky dog again. Justin did stay out. Looks like Chris Leftwich has stayed out, unless he pits here. I believe, looks like Chris is going to go on in and pit. But you've got definitely Justin gonna have to stay on the track. Oh, he looks like he's pitting now as well. So
I like that call by Jonathan Smith. Pull back out. That way you can get the wave around and get your lap back. So that will put him back on the lead lap. Do we have dual pit roads here tonight?
Yeah, that's a dual.
Okay. All right, we're going to have Eric Anderson starting in the second place. That's a 12 position gain on the night so far.
Yeah, I thought, Justin was going to stay out, but he decided, I guess, to get his point for leading a lap. I got Eric it looks like Eric's going to pit now, so really
interesting calls.
Yeah, it's kind of, normally you have to pit, you have to pit the first time or you get black flag, but something's going on here to where they're going to be able to, again, to. Okay, I see. It looks like Eric came right back out, so I don't know what's going on. Looks like he wanted to go to the back. Looks like he came down the pit road again, just so he could basically go to the back of the field. So that definitely makes sense, especially if your tires are older. We got Jonathan Jennings taking the lead. Got Chuck Sweeting right behind him in second, Steve Gerber in third, Chris Leftwich in fourth. Kevin Brown is in fifth position. Justin McMahon, who had to go all the way back to the back after pitting there, but he's in seventh place, so looks like he's fighting Josh Cully for sixth. Looks like we had Kevin Brown got a little loose, but he was able to save it there as Jonathan continues with the lead. Like Justin McMahon back in the back is like starting to really work his way back up through the field as he's about to take over fifth position. Jonathan's out to about a half a second lead now, up to 6/10 on Chuck Sweeting. So looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit on these fresh tires. Got a good, we're more than halfway through the race. I think some of these guys at this point, if we don't get another caution, they're going to be just fine. Everybody was staying out and making it to the end. You definitely wouldn't pit at this point. You just lose too much time to pit, and even if you split it in half, I don't think the fall off's enough. But we got the 20 Mike Dow a little bit further in the back is in the wall. He's pretty much riding the wall down the backstretch. So
he's gonna bring it in.
Yeah, he's probably got some pretty decent amount of damage there. He hit pretty hard. Look at Jonathan Smith as he's up to 8th place here. He got his lap back, so back on the lead lap. And he's starting to work his way back up as he got in the wall just a little bit. It's just a little kiss, though. It didn't hurt anything, but it's like he may give that position back up to Jason Ross.
Thing Sweeting is trying to save his tires a little bit more on this run, or
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I really do. I think, what good's it do to go up there and race if you think we're going to have another caution? I mean, or else you're just going to save your tires and hopefully be able to, make some of that up at the end. As we get further into this run, I mean, this could be a really, really long run. So we'll see. It's definitely going to do a number on these cars, these trucks. By the time we get to the end, if we do go green the rest of the way, they're going to be slipping and sliding around.
And looking at scoring on the last time by, Christopher Simon is was fastest on track on that lap. Chuck Sweeting looks like he has picked it up now, and he is the fastest on track.
Yeah, I think several of these guys is really quick. Just can they hit their marks every lap and maintain that and be able to stay with Jonathan Jennings out in clean air? But he will get into lap traffic, and that will be the time to really start reeling him in once he does that. So
Last couple of laps I've been watching, Eric Anderson's been dropping some positions. Did he take tires on that last stop?
I don't think he did. I think he stayed out, and I think when he went in the pit road, he came right back out and went to the end of the line. So he didn't stop. So I don't think he did. If he did, he took outsides only and then came back out on the track and decided he's going to the back. But yeah, I think he is at a tire disadvantage.
And your leader has caught a gaggle of cars that he's trying to put a lap down. See Kevin Brown, unfortunately, going a lap down.
Yeah, Kevin was pretty quick, so that's I wonder if he's got some damage or something. But he's definitely. I mean, he got caught fairly quickly there, unless he didn't take tires. One of the ones that decided I'm not taking tires right now, but I just don't see that. I'm guessing. I think these
Oh,
leaders are just. Oh, we do have somebody wrecking.
looks like Adam Wickle.
Yeah, we don't have a caution flag yet, but we're about to get one.
Looks like we're gonna stay green.
Yeah, how iRacing did not throw a caution there, I will never know. So I've seen them throw a caution for a lot less.
Yes.
Um,
I needed
but
one of those lot less cautions Thursday night, so I didn't get one.
yeah, exactly. They never come when you need them.
No.
Justin McMahon battling Christopher Simon back on the track and has took over fourth position. So, you know, Justin continues to be very quick. It's just can he, get the track position he needs to get up here with these guys.
And you have Jennings catching our ninth place runner of Jonathan Smith. So that's going to only have or leave 8 trucks on the lead lap at this point of the run.
Yeah, it looks, and he's not far from catching Jason Ross either. Then it'll be a little ways before he can get to somebody else. So if he can get up there and get by Jason Ross, then he's going to have some clean track for a while, which is I'm sure is what he wants right now. Get up there and just save tires, run his own race, and wait and see if that way he has the tires to fend off Chuck Sweeting if he gets close enough. But Chuck's really running some good. I mean, he's got the. If you look at 10 lap average, I mean, Chuck is running 2:04 average, where Jennings is a 15.224. So, he's definitely a little faster. But then that time, Jennings put down a lot faster lap than Chuck, as Chuck was trying to go around some lap traffic there. Yes, while we got a little bit of a green flag run here, we'll go. Auto Pros is your full service auto center in Roxborough, North Carolina. They specialize in foreign and domestic transmission repair, but can also handle all of your everyday auto needs. ASE certified technicians are standing by to help you in your time of need. And I think Kevin Brown has a time of need right now. So he just towed, so I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Kevin Brown did just have an issue there on the track.
Yeah, I hate to say that. He's had, some good runs the last few weeks, but it's like he just can't finish it out. Something always happens. So hopefully he can end that bad luck and come back next week strong. As it looks like everybody's going to come to pit road.
Yep. Except Justin, and I was expecting Justin and Chris. Chris has to wait a lap. I think he's still a lap down, but got Jason Ross getting the lucky dog. But Justin's, only got one set of tires left, so it's really a little too early to take those. So he's going to have to stay out here and be at a little bit of a tire disadvantage. You know, how how bad will it be? I don't know. I mean, I think he's definitely going to see 3-4 tenths off from the leaders, but we'll see how many people stay out between him and Jennings. And it looks like maybe one, and I believe Chris being a lap down, he's going to go to the back. So pretty much Jonathan's be starting right beside Justin. So it's probably not going to be the best situation for Justin here, but we'll see. I mean, he's pretty fast. See if he can hold him off, or at least keep it close, and then hopefully get down to a point to where he can take those fresh tires, with another caution flag, and then get back up there and see if he can battle them.
Yeah, we'll see where he decides to start, whether he's going to be on the high side or low side. Not sure if I wouldn't pick the high side on this restart, but that's just me. We'll see what he decides to do. And looks like he's going to go for the low side. Gonna have to be real careful not to spin these tires on this restart. But if he can get a good jump, he might can get past Jennings and hold that lead. So we're going to start back with 8 trucks on the lead lap. From 9th on back to is going to be lap down with Michael Dow and Miguel Flores calling it a night. Justin got a really good start on that restart.
Yeah, he did get a good start there. Let's see if how long he can stay out in front of Jonathan. I don't think it's going to take Jonathan, but just a couple laps to get by him. But if he can maintain top 5 here, and then get a caution, I think he'll be in pretty good shape, because he's really been battling track position all night. So if he can get the track position there at the end, I think he got something for him.
Jennings going to get under him and take that spot back. Sweeting going to look low.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Looks like it's going to be between Eric Anderson and Mike Leftwich. Oh, Mike got loose and then just barely clipped rear Anderson there.
Yeah, both kept it straight. Here goes Justin. Justin said, "Okay, I'm coming in." So, again, what Justin is going to hope right now is he gets these tires. Again, he would have a lot rather than go 15, 20 laps, and it would have made a lot better difference. But he has really no choice here. He has to take tires, and he really now needs a green flag run to the end.
He does, and the person that was happy to see that caution is going to be the 13 of Chris Leftwich. Going to get his lap back, so that's going to give us 9 trucks on the lead lap when we go back green. And while we're under caution, I guess we'll take our first break of the night, and we'll be back in just a minute.
All right. All right, we're ready to take the green. We've got Jonathan with a really good jump. Got Chuck Sweeting in second, Steve Gerber in third. Got Justin McMahon has got another wreck.
I was showing
And
Chris Leffler's got a black flag on that start.
yeah, I'm not sure. I know we had a wreck there. I believe it was the 7. Just hearing the radio here, looks like 7's taking the EOL.
Yeah, man, he just barely caught the 23 of Jonathan Smith and then spun him back up into Mike Leftwich.
Yep. So Jonathan Smith having the rough luck again, it looks like.
Yeah, I think every time I've picked him, he's had a bad night. So I think he's probably going to ask me if I'll stop picking him to win the race.
One of us can get smart at some time and pick Jonathan Jennings, but I just, I think he's always got a good shot at it. So I've been trying to steer away. But at some point, I think we're going to start picking him. He's not, he's definitely just staying out front of these races. He's really having a dominant season. But Chuck Sweeting's giving him all he wants tonight. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we've seen
This
in
caution
the
here.
Tuesday night series, Chuck Sweeting has been fast in the Gen 4 and has been right there with Jennings in most of those races. So I think he's got it under the hood to be able to do it. Just got to capitalize and make the right moves at the end of this race, and he might can get him.
We got Kevin Brown did message. Looks like he's out for the race here. He looks like he just got loose under braking, but he can't hear the trucks at all. So he's having some kind of volume sound, so he can't hear anything. So he's having one of those nights that. And I tried to drive without being able to hear the truck before when my audio wasn't working. It's not very easy when you have no sound.
Yeah, that's definitely challenging because I do most of what my driving based off the engine RPM, so I need to hear that to be able to know what I need to do.
Yep.
Jennings is going to pick the outside for this restart. I think he's seen what Chuck did on that one restart and got around him, so he's going to try to pick the outside to fend him off on this one.
Yeah, if he can get the jump from that outside, he's gonna get one heck of a run off of 2. So let's see here. Looks like he was able to get to the bottom there, coming out of 2. So really, really good strong restart again by Jonathan. Yeah, Chris Leftwich says a black flag. He's gonna have to serve that as he does his drive-through penalty. Good battle here between Steve Gerber and Christopher Simon.
Simon brushes the wall a little bit front straight away.
Yeah, Simon with a really good run. Just gave up third place, but he's really solid run tonight for Chris Simon. And you got Justin, but then you got Jason Ross, who's really strong run in 6th place for Jason. So that's good to see.
It is. And Jonathan Jennings, it just popped up. He just hit the fastest lap of the night and scratched that. Now Chuck Sweeting has.
Yeah, they decided, okay, let's turn it on. So got a good ways to go though here. So we'll see what that does to the tires here. But man, that was a couple of really good laps.
It was. I think Eric Anderson's got a little bit of damage from that last incident. He's still on the lead lap, but about 8 seconds back, kind of off the pace a little bit. So he might need one of those cautions to come out so he can go get some work done to that truck.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, his nights, he hadn't had the best night so far. I mean, he did get his lap back, but he's having it won't be long till he's probably going to get caught. I think he's probably about 5 seconds from getting caught and lapped again, which will go by really quickly. His lap times are definitely off from the other guys. Just shout out another one of our sponsors, our supporting sponsor for this series, and our main sponsor for the Group 6 Cup Series. But rev up your brand's potential with Group 6 at every turn of the Doghouse racing season. As your creative marketing powerhouse, we're here to fuel your success. Accelerate your impact and steer your brand towards victory. Group 6, where every race is an opportunity to outshine and outperform. Discover more at group6inc.com. So again, thank you to Group 6 and Auto Pros and all of the rest of our sponsors of the league to allow us to put on this great racing at Doghouse Racing League.
Chuck Sweeting got a little loose a couple of laps ago and really fell off. Starting to gain a little bit of time back. Yeah. Steve Gerber quickly running down Sweeting. Might be a battle shaping up for that second place position here in a second. Further on back, you got Justin McMahon. He's all over the back bumper of Christopher Simon. So he's going to look high. Don't think he's going to get it done this lap, but he is on a move again. So the field is single filed out at this point. I don't see any side-by-side action right this minute.
No, looks like it's pretty singled out here, and I do think that we're going to hopefully I think we're going to end a little green flag run here. We got Justin McMahon, I believe, is about to take over fourth position, and I think from there, we've got pretty much second and a half between most every position here. Gonna be some lap traffic coming up.
Jennings extended his lead out to 1.6 seconds. So
A caution out on the track.
Jason Ross come out of 4, and we're seeing that to be a kind of a trouble spot for people tonight. Truck unloads, gets loose, and back end wants to come around. But it didn't hit anything, so he'll be able to get back going and probably go in and get some tires, as it looks like our leaders are going to do the same.
Looking in the chat here from Kevin Brown, he says having trouble hearing the trucks on the broadcast, so I'm not sure that's something on our end or not, but that's something, Kevin, we'll take a look at and see if we can get corrected. Get corrected.
Yeah, we'll certainly look at it and see if we can get that going better.
All right, so right now, we've got, you're looking at about 44 laps left to go. So, not a whole lot of time left here, but it's a good bit of laps. So, what are we going to do here? Are we going to, are these guys? I mean, pretty much you've got, it is what it is to the end at this point. So you've got what you got, but Justin stayed out on that. He's taking the outside. His tires are definitely a little older than these guys now. So let's see what he can do. He's kind of, like I said, at this point, he's got what he's got. The others have fresh tires. Let's see exactly how it plays out. But see how fast Jonathan, if he can get back out to the lead, and if so, what does Chuck Sweeting have for him? Because we know Chuck's been fast when he wants to be fast, it seems. Got Jason Ross taking the EOL for that last accident with the self-spin. We've got 8 cars on the lead lap. We've got 2 cars 1 lap down, which is Eric Anderson and Gary Armijo. But Justin and Steve Gerber both got a really good start. And what Justin wants to see at this point, he wants to see second and third start really battling it out and see if he can check out a little bit. I mean, his tires aren't really that old, so he's not got a whole lot of laps on them. But any laps at Bristol is wear. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So let's see. But it's Jonathan. You can tell Jennings he can roll that bottom through just so good as he's looking under Justin McMahon as he looks to take the lead back again as they run side by side.
Yeah, it's just so hard to hold off fresh tires here.
It really is. Justin scraped the wall just a little bit as he's trying his best to hold on. But just, Justin's kind of been behind the 8-ball all game, all race long, really. He's been battling from behind and just can't get on the same tire strategy as these guys. But I think, he definitely does have the truck to probably hold off and have a good top 5 run here. So, which still is not bad. But now Chuck Sweeting gets a little loose. He seems to have saved it though, but that's gonna not be good for his chances at all of catching Jonathan, as that's gonna put him pretty far back now. And as he just added probably a couple seconds to that gap.
Yeah, it was already going to be I don't want to say it. It was going to be challenging to get up there and make that pass on Jennings. He sat about a second and a half back all night. But definitely don't want to add anything to that gap. Without a caution, he may have just ended his chances for the night. But all it takes is a slip up from Jennings, and Steve Gerber sitting there ready to pounce. McMahon's not too far behind, so I mean, anything could happen.
He's got to encounter. I mean, he's gonna have to go through lap traffic, and you just never know what you're gonna get when you do that. Especially if you get 2 lap cars that's battling for position, you can lose some time really quick, allowing the others to gain on you. So it's definitely not over at all. But but Chuck Sweeting definitely he's oh no, Chuck just again he just
He's spun this time.
yeah, he did. Keeps it straight, no caution.
And you hate to see that. He was having such a good run tonight.
Yeah, and that's gonna put him a lap down at this point. So best thing he can do right now, his only chance is to stay the first car 1 lap down and hope for a caution. And then if he gets that caution, he can get that lap back and give it another go. But again, then you're at the back of the pack, so that doesn't help either.
Christopher Simon running down the 24 adjustment man. Gonna look under him here. Another good run out of Simon again. We've seen that become a every week uh, every week thing for him. He's really become one of the top runners each week.
Yeah, he's a solid top 5 car. You can pretty much count on that every week. That truck's going to be running up front, and he needs to just get around Justin McMahon here, and he can be on the podium. Justin's not going to make it easy on him for sure. Justin on that high line, he's going to continue to get those runs off of 2 and 4, and you know you're almost gonna, Simon somehow is gonna have to just kind of set him up somehow. I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's definitely got the fresher tires, so you would think he'll get him eventually.
Yeah, just keep working him over and you know force him into a mistake, overdrive a little bit. He'll get by him. You just don't want to be the one that makes the mistake.
Yeah, exactly. So we're down to five trucks on the lead lap. We got Jennings, Gerber, McMahon, Simon, and Cully, uh, the top 5. So you know, Chuck Sweeting continues. He's actually still in 6th position, even though he's a lap down. So he's just got to stay right there with Jonathan. And as Jonathan passes these trucks, he's got to be right there and pass them too. That way, he stays the first truck 1 lap down. That's going to be his really only chance here, is to get a couple of cautions. He needs one caution to get his lap back. That's going to start him at the tail end of everybody. Then he probably needs another one to have a chance at picking off some more positions. But time's starting to run out as we are down to 18 laps to go. I tell you, this Justin McMahon and Christopher Simon battle's really good. They're giving each other plenty of room, lots of respect there between the 2 drivers. That's great to see, as we know both of them are respectful drivers on the track. You got Simon finally was able to take that position over, and he should be able to pull out on Justin a little bit. The only problem is, at this point, he's 8 seconds back. There's the caution. And it is Chuck Sweeting, and then we got Adam Weichel into Chuck Sweeting. So
This night just went from bad to worse.
yeah, he just got loose. He just got loose again, and that time, unfortunately, Steve Gerber got him. Hopefully, Steve isn't messed up too bad, as he's in a solid 2nd place. If I'm Steve, I'm probably staying on the track anyway, no matter what at this point.
Yeah,
He may.
14 laps to go. I mean, I wouldn't pit.
No, no, definitely not. I mean, I don't think any of these guys have tires left in the pits at this point, but I could be wrong. Um, I just really don't know. I mean, does somebody have a set left that I'm not aware of? Maybe. Be a good time to take them though,
Yeah.
if you do. But I really think everybody's used their tires up at this point.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. You got what you got, and you're gonna have to hope you saved enough to try to go after that 25.
Like, looks like Chuck Sweeting is disconnected, so he's going to be out of the race at this point. So some of these guys are going to be able to get their lap, get a position here. These guys, it's a lap down or 2 laps down at this point, and even Eric Anderson, Gary Miho, and Mike Leftwich is all went around him now. In fact, there's a good chance that Adam Weichel will also be able to grab another position and get up to 10th place. So too bad Chuck couldn't finished it out since he'd have grabbed he'd have grabbed at least the top 10 finish there. But I get it. It's been a rough night.
Yeah, sometimes you just decide I've had enough. Call it a night. Go back green. Jennings with another great start on that inside.
Yeah, you've got Christopher Simon there on the bottom. You got Justin McMahon's going to start giving him run again as he's going to try to get a run off the high side. Looks like the battle right now is going to be for second, third, and fourth. As Jonathan has just pulled out to a very far lead, so he's just wanting to stay clean and green and let's get this over with, which a lot of these trucks probably are at this point now. But I have to say, it's been a really good race. I mean, we've had some cautions, but it is Bristol. Things happen quickly. Really, I think this is drivers has done a really good job tonight overall.
Really close racing there between Gerber and Simon.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very good battle here, and we're going to be able to see if can Chris get on the high side is going to be a good question, and try to get that run off. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it work under him or not.
Right now, Gerber's able to maintain that second place position. You got Simon going to come charging back hard again.
As we come to 5 to go now. We got Josh Cully now looking under Justin McMahon to try to take 5th position.
Yeah, Josh is up 8 positions tonight. He is tied with Gary Armijo for our biggest mover. Simon is trying everything he can to get a run around this 8. Just not able to.
Yeah. I think he's going to have to get on the high side somehow. He's going to try to get up to him and get on that outside. I don't know if he's going to have time to do it with just 2 laps to go, though. These laps here at Bristol they click off so quick. But we got a good battle for 4th and 5th as Justin and Josh gets a little sideways under the other, but it's like they're putting in a really good battle here to try to get it in as we got Jonathan Jennings going to take the win.
And Josh was able to get the 4th place position from Justin McMahon there at the end.
Yeah, that was fun to watch. fun to watch. So, man, that again, it was a good race. I mean, just again, once again, a dominant race by Jonathan Jennings as he gets, I believe, fourth in a row, fifth win of the year, solidly extending his points lead again. So so we're gonna have to see who in this truck series is gonna step up and try to take it away from him, because right now he's just continuing to dominate. I think we got some guys that can, but he just they're really gonna have to run almost a perfect race to do so.
Yeah, and they're going to need to
Um,
start doing it soon if they want to try to outdo him for these points or the points championship.
yep.
I think Jonathan's going to take it in and see if he can find the actual victory lane at Bristol.
Yeah, you can here. You can actually go to the actual victory lane. I wish they would have this at every track. He just run over somebody though. I don't think they're gonna be too happy.
Yeah, right.
Um, they wouldn't move out of his way though. He actually ran through them. So, but yeah, pretty neat deal here to where we can get park at victory lane here. I wouldn't know how to get here. Probably because I've never been to victory lane here. May have something to do with it. So,
try to see if I can
but
get
I
us a
guess
better angle.
yeah, that'd be good to see.
That's all I got. But
Yeah, that's all right. We got our first, second, and third in the waiting room here, waiting to be interviewed here. So top three: Jonathan Jennings, Steve Gerber, and Christopher Simon.
we'll go ahead and pull up our winner for this evening, Jonathan Jennings. Jonathan, Jamie, Daniel, you got us?
Yes, sir, I got
It looks like you've made that trip to Victory Lane before. You didn't like you had any trouble finding it.
you. I know once I figured out they added, I had to go exploring. So I think all the tracks should have it, honestly, and the garage. But
To make a good picture, make sure to get a nice screenshot of this.
yeah,
Yeah. So Jonathan, it looked like you really had their number tonight. It looked like Chuck Sweeting could hang with you for a little while there, but um, really looked like you had a really good truck tonight. So I mean, the tire wear, was it anything tonight? I know there was a little bit of drop off, but seemed not to impact you any.
and I was worried coming into this race. But, I don't know, they're a lot looser, and there was nothing I could do to fix it. So moving up top, I was still loose, so I just learned to back off early and just wrap the bottom, and I was still eating the right rear off. Just the caution just happened to fall perfectly for me to use my three sets perfectly. So
Yeah, definitely the caution seemed to come at the right times tonight, and we didn't have too many of them. We did have a decent amount, but wasn't anything like last week. So I guess was it a little easier to get to kind of get a rhythm tonight?
yes, it was. Man, everybody did really good. I mean, I don't know if y'all drove these things or not since the update, and they took downforce away, but it's way different than we was here last time. You overdrive the corner, the back end comes around. If you, I don't know, exit a four was real slick. It was a handful.
Yeah, it looked like some drivers were struggling, especially coming out of four. I ran about 5 laps before we started broadcast tonight, and I noticed it felt a lot different, and but my screen was a different screen, so I was having a hard time seeing. So I wasn't sure if it was my computer or what. But now that you said that, I guess that's why it was a little bit more loose.
Well, it was definitely the truck and the less downforce that they took away a while back. I know one of the guys that I'm friends with joined our session last night, and he asked me what in the world we were doing.
Well, Jonathan, congrats on that win. You got any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, you guys for the broadcast, all the lead sponsors, Auto Pros, Shoney's, of course. Trackside and SSR Outlet. Everybody that supports the league, really, and my teammates for all they do in the practice, and they're trying really hard to get a handle on things. And this one was hard though. So yeah, that's good.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you get on with your evening, but again, congratulations. Believe that is your fourth in a row and fifth win of the season. So we'll probably see you here in the broadcast booth next week again.
Hopefully, I don't know. My luck's gonna run out, so we'll see.
All right, man. Well, have a good evening, and again, congratulations.
All right, man. Thank you.
Pull up our second place finisher of Steve Gerber. Steve, you got Daniel Jamie in the booth. You got us?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing with your second place finish tonight?
I feel pretty good about it. Yeah, I like this track. It's definitely one of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, mine too. I was telling Daniel before we started the broadcast tonight, this is probably my favorite track, and it looked like you had to really work there the last 15 laps of this race to hold off Simon. Tell us how you're able to keep him back there and pull off that second place.
Yeah, I was probably driving too much in my rearview mirror and just should have been driving straight ahead. But yeah, I was trying to make myself wide there. I knew he was getting the runs on the inside, but I didn't think he'd really be able to pass on the inside. So I was okay if he got the run and then I was on the outside, or I'd go down the inside, block the inside, and let him work the outside. So I was barely confident he was not going to get by, but it was still, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how was talking to Jonathan, just before this, and we ran a few test laps as well before the race started. The truck definitely seemed a lot different than in the past here at Bristol. What was your thoughts on this new, I guess, truck update compared to running previously here?
Yeah, it was good. It was pretty neutral. I mean, I think if it would have been a hot track, it would have been way different. Even at the beginning of practice, it was different. In turn, I don't remember if that was turn 1 or turn 3, but yeah, it was definitely could get a little loose if you were not careful. So the cool track probably helped a lot, but it was good. It was neutral. I don't know. It felt good. Felt like it turned good. I was just trying to save tire, so I knew Jonathan saves the heck out of tire, so I was just trying to save tire and just survive. I wanted to get a good finish tonight.
Well, you sure did. I mean, second place is definitely a really good finish here. So, got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my wife who puts up with this stuff, and shout out to you guys, the admins and the broadcast guy. You and the broadcast for putting this on and stuff. So it's a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good. Well, congrats again, and we'll let you go for your evening, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll pull up our third place finisher, Christopher Simon. Chris, is Daniel and Jamie, you got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Looked like you had a good night tonight, up 7 positions from where you started, and was giving Steve a run for his money there at the end. What more do you need to be able to get around him and get that second place position?
I think I needed more of a run. I had really good runs to begin with, but it's just like I just get inside of him a little bit too much, but I still want to hit him, like turning into him and all, so I have to lift up a little bit just to keep going. But I think I just need a better runoff or get a good position going inside of him. But I think I should have tried the outside even more than the inside.
Yeah, definitely we could see that you're definitely trying the inside, and just it was really tough unless you had better tires to really make that inside work. I know he was able to took you a little bit to get around Justin, who had when you was on the inside there, just watching that because he was getting that run off the outside, but you did have the tire advantage, and then there at the end, I guess equal tires. That high side seemed to definitely be able to get that run and hold people off. But overall, just been talking to about the update to these trucks, a little bit less downforce and everything. what was your thoughts on tonight? Do you like this, the way this downforce is on this truck better than it was in the past?
Isn't it like more loose?
Yep.
Yeah, I need to get more used to that. I ran Bristol with the truck before and it's way different than it was for today. So yeah, I just more time to get used to it. I haven't practiced in this track for not too long. I only practiced today when before the race started, but if I got more practice, and I think I'll get more used to it, able to put the throttle down because I was not uh putting it all the way down most times. I feel I only do it when I'm feeling confident in doing so because otherwise I feel like I'm gonna spin out. I almost spun out like a few times today in this race too.
Yeah, that seemed to be happening, not just to you. We've had seen several spins, which was, definitely looked like it was loose off for sure. Um, well, what do you think about the rest of the season? Right now you got, your teammate Jonathan is pretty much dominating this season with 5 out of 6 wins here. How do you think the season's going? I mean, you seem to be one that I was kind of thinking you would be one that could probably give a run for the money for the championship here. What are you thinking as you go through the rest of the season here?
I think it'll go pretty well with how the season's going so far. Like I've been getting good finishes in this with this truck, and also think I'll maybe come on with a top three in the standings. I'll try my hardest to get a good run with Jennings in, but he's really fast, so I just trying to be there at the end and try to get for that first win here in the season.
Well, we'll be looking forward to watching and seeing what you can pull off. And before we let you go, you have any shout outs?
Shout out to my team, Shoney's racing team. They ran pretty good. Some of them got taken out, unfortunately, but Jenny's got the win. I want to congratulate him again. I want to thank you guys for the broadcast and thank you guys for the league as well. It's really fun out there on the Sundays and also Tuesdays and Thursdays. I want to shout out my family who's always watching on the days that you guys are broadcasting on the other days as well. And just shout out to the sponsors who sponsors this league. It's really fun racing with these guys. Like always looking forward to these races.
Right, we appreciate it, and congratulations again on third place, and look forward to seeing you next week.
Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, Daniel, that's gonna round out our fun at Bristol this week.
Yeah, so just looking back at the race, definitely a dominating race for Jonathan Jennings, but we really saw some drivers that, to me, kind of stood out even besides him. I think you have to say Christopher Simon, who we just interviewed, is probably a guy really that's gonna be in the top 3 to 5 every week going forward. So again, just a really good race. I was really impressed with how these guys ran the track. Seem to like this new truck downforce package here, and I think we're in for a good rest of the season.
I think so too. And next week, like we talked about earlier, is going to be Rockingham. That's going to be a fun race to watch. So looking forward to seeing these drivers take on that track. It can be a bit of a challenging track, especially hearing everybody talk about the downforce change in these trucks. It might be for a good show next week.
Yeah, it can be on Rockingham. It tends to be a looser track, so let's see how that goes. But I guess it's time to call it a night. And thanks to you, Jamie, and hear from Daniel and the rest of Doghouse Racing League. We thank you for watching, and we hope to see you next week.